Right, Department of Collections. Calling them because they sent me a text telling me to call them. So I'm going to call them.
Calling the Ministry of Justice.
My calls are 80% are recorded, answered within 2 minutes. You ready?
80% of our calls are answered within 2 minutes. Hi there, welcome to the Ministry of Justice speaking flying today.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks to yourself.
Oh, not bad, not bad. Shall I give you a PPN number?
Yep.
It's 1.
Yep. And can you confirm with me your full name and date of birth, please?
Sure, Mark Donald Eric Keane, and according to Mum.
Okay, cool. And so what was your date of birth, please?
6, that's what Mum tells me.
Okay. And are you known by any other names, Mark?
No. Honey, sweetheart, Dad. That's about it.
Okay. And are you also known by Eric? Middle name?
No, it's my middle name. It's one of them.
Okay. Okay, cool. So I just need to confirm a few details with you. What's your current address, please?
Yes.
And that's ID1?
Yep.
Okay, cool. And is this your number you're calling off today?
Yep.
Okay. And can you confirm with me your email address, please?
Yeah, it's CKA Mark OTHO Keen @gmail.com.
Okay, cool. And are you currently employed or receiving benefit?
Benefit.
Okay, cool. And what type of benefit is it? Okay, just give me a second. So I can see here, Mark, that you do have an outstanding balance of $180.
When did that change?
Okay, let me see.
Because last week it was on hold until the 1st of August and it was at $280, so I'm wondering why that's been altered, because I've also been chasing for a few weeks to get the court costs corrected, so all of that's happened without any knowledge. So can you tell me why and how that happened?
Yeah. Okay, let me just look through your notes. What I'll do, because I can see there's a few notes in your profile, I'll quickly read through it, and then I'll get back to you, okay, Mark?
Yeah, no, good as gold.
Okay, good, thank you.
Thank you. Well. So now the court costs have gone down. It's now $180 and not $280, and all of that has changed since. Now last week I got a response back from the Department of Collections, one person telling me that they were going to look into it, another person telling me that because I asked for a defended hearing, that's why the court costs were $130. I responded to her, setting her on the right path, that is bullshit and do not try and mislead me. I also pointed out to the Department of Collections that they are also being misled. So now this has changed. See how long it takes you to read the file. Thank God I can edit the wait out, eh?
Hi there, Mark.
Yeah, hi. That's right.
Hi, yeah. So I can see that they have cancelled the $130, and then
So did they do that by cancelling the entire notice and reissuing the notice, or did they just do a correction on the original notice?
They reissued it.
So that would mean that the issuing date being today starts fresh again?
Yep. Oh, so it's 27th. Just give me a second. Okay, so it was due on 27th. Okay, so you can add it into like an arrangement plan, or you can either pay in full. So it's just 180 left.
Yeah, I'm just trying to clarify with you. It was cancelled on the 20, or it was due on the 27th. Are you talking about the notice of fine with the $130 court cost that's been cancelled?
Yep, that's been cancelled, and then they've reissued.
So it's not due on the 27th then if it's been cancelled. Does that mean what I'm trying to say is, do we go by the timeline of the original notice, or are we going by the timeline of the reissuing of the correct notice with the correct court cost?
Yep.
Okay, so I haven't even received that notice yet, so it shouldn't even be with the Department of Collections, should it? This is the bus lane ticket for $180.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So if the original ticket with the incorrect court cost was cancelled, and a new notice of fine was issued by Manukau District Court with the correct court cost of $30, which I'm taking from you, that's happened because I haven't even. It takes 7.
For the same day. Sorry, I just saw it again.
Okay, so because I haven't got that notice of court fine with $30 court costs on it, I haven't received it in the post yet. So in theory, I still have 28 days from the date of it being issued on the 27th. If the last one was cancelled on the 27th of July, and another one was issued, then 28 days from the 27th of July, then it goes into the hands of Departments of Collections. I'm still within this 28-day period now of paying this new notice of court fine, which I haven't received in the post yet. Just like the first one that was issued on the 1st of July, which I didn't receive in the post until the 7th of July. Are you following my logic here? Or?
Yeah. So I can just see that they have.
So I guess my point being is, if the original notice of fine was cancelled on the 27th of July, then Departments of Collections no longer have any further dealings with this matter until it comes 28 days overdue from the 27th of July on this new notice. Are you following me?
Yeah.
So is that correct, or not? No. Sorry, it's a trick question, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, so it is still due. So the 28th was the due date, so now it's enforceable, so you can add it into an arrangement plan.
Well, I'm still appealing it. You have all those documents there. The notice of appeal is still in. Part of the appeal was the fact that they got the court costs wrong, but then I've also said I'm going to be filing an amended notice of appeal with it, and I've just spoken to the High Court today to make sure that's going through, which it is.
Oh, okay.
Last week when I spoke to you guys at the Department of Collections there, nothing personal to you, they said it was on hold until the 1st of August.
There's an outstanding balance of 280, and that's been put on hold until the 31st of August.
So what prompted my call this morning was that I got a text message from you guys saying you're now going to slap $102 enforcement fees on it if I don't ring yous. And you know, my confusion is, last week you said it was on hold until the 1st of August. Why am I getting this on a text message on the 7th of July? So now, if you're telling me they've cancelled the original notice of fine because of the incorrect court costs, and then they've reissued, by they I take it you're meaning Manukau District Court, have reissued a new notice of fine, then that shouldn't be in the hands of the Department of Collections until 28 days if I don't pay that fine. In which, in this case, that would mean that I might still be well in my appeal by that stage, and the whole thing will be written off anyway. So, I'm just trying to get clarity. What's been cancelled? The notice of fine originally issued on the 1st of July by Manukau District Court.
So they've cancelled the 130 and then corrected it and reissued for just $30.
So they've just corrected on the original notice of court fine the court costs.
Yeah, the court costs.
Okay. So the fact that I'm now appealing this, I have put in an application for a stay of enforcement on this fine.
Okay.
But like I say, because it hasn't gone, I'm still waiting for the first call on that one at the High Courts. What happens? Does this go on? I know it doesn't automatically mean because I've filed an appeal that it stays the enforcement.
Yeah.
But given what's just gone on for the last month since I got the first fine, that I've had to battle to and fro between Department of Collections and Ministry of Justice and Manukau District Court about the court costs being wrong, I'm wondering what evidence was supplied to you, or did Manukau District Court just have a change of heart? I mean, I've been saying it was $30 the whole time. I proved it because I put it up on YouTube, and I even got, I even got the other party to email me, Auckland Transport. I even got them to email me and confirm that it was a $30 court cost. But Department of Collections didn't want to hear a bean of it and said, no, it's 130. The only thing you're going to accept is the transcript, which the Ministry of, which the Manukau District Court didn't want to give me, or haven't even acknowledged the fact that I've requested it. So I'm starting to wonder, who do I start filing torts of professional negligence? What registrar? Because it's
I totally understand your worries.
Well, I shouldn't have had to gone through a month of hell trying to convince.
It is $30.
It is 30 now, but after the last month of hell I've gone through trying to get you guys to all understand that and make that correction. Now it's all happened behind the scenes. I haven't been notified, and the first time I get notified about it is by a chase-up email from you guys saying everything's now overdue, when I was told last week it's on hold until the 1st of August. So how about the Department of Collections keeps it on hold until the 1st of August to allow the appeal to actually take its passage through? Because
it's the 7th of August now. That's why.
Yeah, I'm aware it's the 7th of August. It's today's date, but my thing is, because it's the 7th of August and now they've just gone and made that correction, even though you told me it was cancelled first, I really need to find out, because at the moment I've still got a fine here saying $130 court costs. I've got nothing in writing from Manukau District Court saying they've changed anything.
Okay.
So if they're going to do those changes, and it being their stuff up, then there's no way I'm going to still be happy to pay that fine. And if I do, it'll be like the last one, at $12.50 or less a week. Although I'm still looking. The most I'd be happy to pay for is $5 a week. Will you guys accept $5 a week? Perhaps I pay just 50 cents and honour the debt and just keep that going until the appeal's dealt with. Will you guys take 50 cents on a weekly, take it out of the benefit? Or do you have a bank account I can pay 50 cents into each week? Yeah, I know you're going to break it down over a 2-month period and tell me that you can only accept. I went through this on the last one in January.
So we can do $5.
You can do.
That would be over. Hi.
Sorry?
Yeah. So can you afford $5 a week?
That would be my uppermost limit. I'll pay $5 a week through automatic. If you can do
your
benefit. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And can I get something in writing and confirmation that that's what's happening from you guys?
Yeah, sure.
And
so you didn't receive the email from
they haven't spoken to me since the 11th of July, when I first requested a copy of the transcript. They responded back saying, please fill out this application form, and then I sent the application on the 17th of July back into them asking for the transcript correctly, and I haven't heard nothing, not even acknowledgement that they've received the application. So, you know, by their inactions, by silence is acquiescence, by their inactions they've proven their fraudulent activity. They had no right to issue that court cost of $130.
Yeah, because it was only supposed to be 30.
Yeah, well, and yet ironically, I've got an email from one of your Department of Collection people last week telling me that because I requested a defended hearing, that's why it's $130. Now that's absolutely false, because I requested a hearing in January over the previous speeding ticket. Guess how many court costs I got given? $30. I went through the whole court hearing, the whole lot. $30. So why, as a Department of Collections employee, emailing me, telling me it's because I requested a hearing, it's $130? That's completely false. So is that sort of like the go-to? Because I'm curious how many other people are getting shafted an extra $100 in their court costs because they're not taking notice. Is this a regular occurrence that happens?
That I'm not sure of, but I will let my manager know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I responded back to the lady from Department of Collections last week. If you give me 5 minutes, I can tell you her name.
Yeah, I've already read through it. Okay.
Yeah, well, then you've seen the email where she's telling me because of the defended hearing I requested it's $130. Well, if that's the case, well, how come it just got dropped down to $30? Because she was misleading and misrepresenting what's going on. It's really quite concerning. And this is only a speeding ticket or a bus lane ticket.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you've got my email address there, I confirmed it to you. Can you email me through something to confirm what's happening with the fine now, please?
Yeah, I can send you
A confirmation of the agreement, or... Because I'd add, the last point I paid you guys off was $200, right? That just finished last week, I think, $12.50 a week. The reason it was $12.50
I saw the $12.50.
Yeah, the reason that was $12.50 a week, and I told the gentleman back then, was that all I could afford was $5. He was steadfast that you can only accept the breakdown of the fine over a 2-month period.
It's $200, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah, $200.
Can I make or get in I don't know if you call it an attachment order, or make an arrangement with you guys or WINS to have that come out at, say, $5 a week?
Yeah, we can definitely set up a deduction. As far as the payment amount goes, we'd probably need to go through a budget with you to work out what sort of payment amount you should be paying.
Oh no, that's my private information. I'm not prepared to share you my budget. If we want to make an arrangement for me to pay, it'll be at an amount that I'm happy with. I have paid off debts in the past at $10 a week, but yeah, $5 a week is the most I'd be willing to pay. And considering what WINS generally does, will send me a letter asking me to sign the authority for that to happen. So if it's for an amount I'm not agreeable to, well, there'll be no signature.
Okay, but the thing is, the agreement is a benefit to you. We want the full payment. Right, so if you want an arrangement, that's a process that you need to go through. Is that budget with us?
What I want is the Ministry of Justice to hurry up and give me the transcript so I can do the appeal. And given it's now April, it's almost 2.5 months since we had the hearing, and I applied for the transcript. Well, if the Ministry of Justice sped that up along, then I could do the appeal and I wouldn't have to have this conversation with you guys. So, to me, I'm not going to be disclosing what my budgetary things are each week here. It's none of the Ministry of Justice business whatsoever.
Okay, but just understand that if you refuse to do that, I can't grant you an arrangement, which means that the payment in full is required.
Yeah, and then what happens if I can't make that payment in full?
Well, the court would likely take enforcement to recover your balance, and they would likely
order to the benefit, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah. But it would likely be the amount that we would choose, not the amount that you want.
Oh well, I mean, so be it. But like I said, I'm not happy to go through my budget with you guys. I go through it with WINS. none of the Ministry of Justice's business. And if I say I can afford to pay $5 a week and honour a debt by making constant regular payments to it, then there's bugger all really anyone can do about it.
Well, the thing is, we don't have to agree to your arrangement.
Pardon me?
We don't have to agree to the amount you're saying. Like, what I was saying before is like a payment arrangement is for your benefit. So the due date...
The payment arrangement is for your benefit, so you guys can collect the debt that's owed. It's coming out of my benefit. It's not a benefit to me, because I'm still losing $200 which way, no matter which way you look at it, unless I win the appeal.
Yeah, but the court, I mean, well, we have the option for enforcement, right? So we don't have to agree to the arrangement that you're offering.
I'm not offering an agreement, an arrangement at all. I'm asking, is an arrangement possible? As I've done
if we complete a budget with you, most likely, but
since when has this whole completing a budget thing had to go on? Because I didn't have to do that many years ago when I did this.
Well, the budgets have been in place for as long as I've worked at the ministry, and it's been on 13 years now.
Well, you'd be about right.
Yeah.
I got my last ticket probably 14, 15 years ago that I've had to, pay off through win. But, yeah. Oh, well. So you're not willing to come to an agreement of $5 a week for the payment?
No, I can't agree to that, not without going through a budget.
Okay.
Yeah, so
what happens
I'm just saying, more likely, what I have to do is I have to take enforcement to recover your balance.
Yeah, okay. Just so long as you're aware, I'm not refusing anything. I'll be happy to do the budget thing if you can show me where in the legislation it states I have to.
I'm not a lawyer, I don't know the legislation, right?
Well, I mean, if I'm legally obliged to do this budget thing, then obviously there's got to be some legislation that states that legal obligation. So if you're happy to show that to me, I mean, I never refuse anything. To refuse something is to reignite it. I'm happy to give you guys a conditional acceptance. I'd be happy to do the budget thing if you guys can show me where in the legislation it says I'm obliged.
Like I said, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't quote legislation to you.
But you're enforcing legislation.
No, yeah, in a way I am.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, you're asking for an arrangement to pay for this balance, right? So the balance is due today, the full amount. If you want us to extend the due date and give you time to pay it off, then a budget is a requirement that we have.
Okay. And again, I'd be happy to do the budget if you can show me where that requirement is stated that I have to do that.
Okay.
Whether it be policy or legislation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything I can quote to you about that.
So then what evidence do I have that I have to do a budgeting thing with you to make an arrangement to pay it off? Surely it's in your rules somewhere, isn't it?
Well, I mean, there's probably like internal work documents that says that, yeah. But like I said, I don't have anything to provide to you. What I'm saying to you is I'm not going to set an arrangement with you without doing a budget.
Okay. Well, like I said, I'd be happy to do the budget if you can show me where I'm obliged to do that. Because I didn't have to do it last time, and I'd be happy to pay $5 a week.
Okay, I guess we're a bit of an impasse here then.
I guess so.
Yeah, so just be aware that the balance is overdue now, right? So enforcement is likely.
Okay. That's great.
Yeah,
so what type of enforcement shall I expect? Someone coming through my no trespassing closed gates, or what?
No, well, I mean, what I have to do is I have to set a deduction on your benefit, but not at $5 a week.
So at what amount would it be then?
Probably more like $20 a week. Balance of $200. Yeah, that'd be like 10 weeks. I mean, let me see how long that'll take. How long I could probably go.
$200 at $20 a week will take 10 weeks. It's not rocket science on that one. But, so within 2.5 months you want the debt paid, even though it's since last April it's been sitting around doing jack all until the court, when the police then go and enter it into you guys before a reserved decision's even been made. I mean, that's just more grounds for the appeal. But like I say, I mean, if the Ministry of Justice hadn't dragged their feet on supplying me the transcript, which has been asked 4 months ago, and I have chased it up with the Registrar Isaac at Waitakere, and he said all he keeps telling me is, well, I've put the request in. So, I mean, I guess we're all waiting for each other to do things. Not much I can do on that one, Blair, I'm sorry.
Okay. I mean, probably the best thing I can do, I mean, the policy we have here is that any arrangement that goes over 16 weeks requires a budget. Look at your balance. I mean, we could set it as low as $12.50 a week without requiring a budget.
Okay, so you're saying that so now you're saying it's the policy that anything over 16 weeks. So can I see that policy that says anything over 16 weeks requires me to do a budget? Because again, you're trying to enforce something that you can't supply me.
We don't have internal work policies that we provide.
So how do you know?
Fines.
So sorry, I'm just trying to work out your logic. You're saying anything over 16 weeks requires a budgeting thing according to your policy, correct? So can that be supplied to me so I can see where it's getting its force and effect?
No. These are internal work documents. We don't provide these for people that have matters before the court.
It's got to be publicly information. An Official Information Act request might provide that to me.
Or maybe if you did an official information request, yeah, but it's not something you can request over the phone.
Well, I'm just... You've got to take it from my point of view. I'm not just going to take someone's word for it that it's their policy over 16 weeks, which will then make it a more hardship on me when what I can afford is $5 and you're wanting over and above double that.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, you don't have to believe what I say, but what I'm telling you is I'm not going to set an arrangement with you at $5 a week.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to instruct working income to make deductions at $12.50 a week. If you want to review that, then you can complete that budget with us.
And yet you've just told me $5 a week is fine, which takes you well over the 2-month period. So again, I'm getting different. I'm getting different options from different staff at the Department of Collections every time I go through this. So why is there no common standard practice? Why am I being told it's because I request things, it's $130, and why am I being told no, we can't accept $5 because we have to have $12.50, breaking down the 200 over a 2-month period over 8 weeks? Because that put me in hardship, and yet this is only $20 less than the fine, and you're accepting $5 a week. So anyway, I'll address that. If you could, I'd love to have it if your manager could contact me, so I could address those concerns.
Can afford to pay $5 a week?
Well, I prefer not to pay anything until the appeals happened, but yeah, it won't set me back paying $5 a week until something else changes. I'll get a stay of enforcement through the appeal, and then, and once that appeal goes through or a stay in enforcement happens until the appeal's heard, does that mean that you guys will refund anything that's been paid through in regards to the fine if the appeal's accepted?
Okay.
And I win the appeal, do I get a refund back for that?
Okay, what I'll do is I'll just put you in a quick hold, and then I'll go through your notes and I'll get back to you.
Thank you.
You're currently waiting.
Sorry?
Currently waiting, so just give me a second. I'll move it along, okay?
Thank you.
Right, no worries.
Cheers. Bye. The poor girl. I know. I was a bit mean, but I ran circles around her in every which way possible. She's telling me it's cancelled. Oh, well, then do we restart the time frame? Why is the Department of Collections dealing with it if the fine's been cancelled? You see what I mean? Then she's telling me, $5 a week is fine, I'll accept. She just wants me off the phone call. doesn't look good for them, especially considering I've got all of this stuff recorded and it's on YouTube for you guys to all listen and be proven.
Okay, hi there, Mark.
Hiya.
Hi, yeah, so we'll get refunded back to you.
It will. Awesome.
If it does get approved, okay?
Yeah, that's all good. Okay, cool. So I'll just await something in the email confirming everything from you guys and take it from there.
Yeah, so I only have the fine. I will send you the fine summaries with your outstanding balance of 180.
Okay, is there something you can put there that confirming that the court costs have been changed from 130 down to 30? And what date that happened?
Let me see what I can do, okay?
Cool. That's great. I'll just wait for the email.
That's okay.
Alright, thanks. You have a great day, eh?
Yeah, sorry, what days do you get your benefits so I can just...
Wednesday. Well, go Tuesday night, 11 o'clock.
We do that until... Alright, that's okay. MSD should automatically take it out.
Yeah. No, that's all good.
Yeah, so I won't start that until next week, eh?
That's great. Thank you.
But when if the appeal does get approved, then...
Yeah. It might take another week or two for that to happen, for a date to be set.
Okay.
So no problem.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and just apologies to
I know it's not your fault, and I know it's not your fault, and it's nothing personal to you at all. I really do appreciate your help, and listening to me ramble on sometimes can be a bit much.
No, that's okay. I hope you do get that sorted.
Well, I'm sure I will. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, all the best.
Appreciate it. Bye now.
Bye.
Always end on a good note. Anyway. Don't things change? So on the 27th it was cancelled. Go figure.